A very good evening to you all. Hope you're doing well on this Friday evening. It's wet, it's windy here in North Wales, but we're ready for it. It is Scarlets playing Munster at Thomond Park. It's the live watch along between these two sides. Munster, of course, have booked their place in the PRO14 final with a fantastic win over Connacht. We did do a watch along for that, so if you did miss that, do be sure to check it out on the channel. This is kicking off a really busy weekend here on the channel, actually. 2 videos have just dropped over the past 2 hours. A preview for Wales against Italy is live now on the channel, and also a preview for England against France is also live on the channel. So make sure that you go ahead and watch them at some point during the evening or tomorrow morning before the games kick off. And of course, as usual, we'll be doing watch-alongs for both games ahead of their matches, so be sure to join us for them here on Brandon Smith Rugby. I hope you're all doing well. Good to see some of you are already in the chat. Jamie Austin, welcome. Should be a great game. It certainly should be. Hope you're well, Jamie. Welcome to the channel, my friend. If you're new, do subscribe. Gregor Galway, always a very loyal subscriber here. Always comes in on the watch alongs. Gregor, hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see, and thank you for sending me details of the team news ahead of kickoff this evening. That is very much appreciated. There are a lot of games going on this evening. We will be certainly keeping an eye on them throughout the course of the evening, keeping you up to date on what is going on. But tonight it is all about Munster against Scarlets. And before, we saw a very exciting game in the Zebra versus Leinster game, and we'll get into that shortly. Freddie Clark, good evening, my friend. Freddie is also doing a watch along this evening, currently doing one on Bristol against Worcester, I believe it is. So if you want to watch both, you're more than welcome to do that. That's for sure. Love the green, Brandon. You're going to have to tell me how to pronounce your name, mate, because you're here on pretty much every watch along, so it's great to have you here. But you're going to have to help me out with the pronunciation, because I am going to struggle with it that little bit. But do let me know how to pronounce your name. But this should be a really, really good game. I'm very much looking forward to this one. And thank you so much for joining. It means the world that you have joined us on this watch along for Munster against Scarlets. So before, what did we see? Well, we saw Leinster win 48 points to 31 against Zebra, but Zebra really putting up a big fight. And Zebra actually went ahead in this one. Dino Frio scored early on. And do you know what? They were looking pretty strong. And Zorka for Leinster got a yellow card in the 19th minute. But in the end, the strength and power of Leinster just kept them going, as they have also booked their place in the final this evening. So let's have a look then. We will shortly get to the teams. Let me know your predictions in the chat, as always. Let me know who are you backing to get the job done this evening. I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on this game. So be sure to subscribe if you are new. You are more than welcome here. Okay, let me give this one a win. Let me give this one a go. Kanakuhinan. Kanakuhinan. We'll go with that. Kanakuhinan. We'll go with that. We'll see. We'll see if that's right. You've got to let me know if I've absolutely butchered your name. I do apologise. Gregor going with a Munster win this evening. I've got to agree, as even though I will be back, I want Scarlets to win, because as a Wales fan, I want the Welsh teams to do well. But whether that will happen, we will have to wait and see. We'll have to keep an eye on that throughout the evening. I am awaiting a phone call. So if that happens, I will have to take that. I'll jump off stream for 2 seconds just to take that. Gregor says this one is on Premier Sport 2. It is also on S4C. So if you're watching in Wales and you have S4C, you can watch this one for free. Just to reiterate, as always, I'm not showing the actual game. It's simply a watch along the way of bringing fans together, during these difficult times. We can't get together in the stadium. We can't get together in the local bar or a local club to watch this game together. So this is just a great way of bringing people together. So we will get into the team in just a second. Let me just share this out on my social media. If you haven't followed me on social media, my links are in the description of this video. So do go and give them a follow. I've got a second channel, but I've also got a Facebook page, Twitter as well. So you're more than welcome to follow them if you'd so like to. Let me just share this out now. Let me just share this out on social media. If you guys could also share it, that would be very, very kind of you. If you're in forums, etc., feel free to share it out now. It'd be very good if you could do that. Right. Let's get into it then. Let's have a look at the teams. Thank you very much. Slightly incorrect, but we'll go with it. Yes, Ospreys is also playing tonight, so we'll keep an eye on them. Munster to win by 12 points. Let's have a look at the teams. And so Munster are the home team, of course. There he is, Damien Dialande, and he is in the team. Let's have a look at the team. We'll go through it. We'll talk about the players that we believe are going to have a big impact on this game. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff down at Thomond Park. So let's go through this Munster side. Dave Toppings in the chat. Evening, Dave. Hope you are well, my friend. Looking forward to the weekend's action with Ireland. Dave, of course, is the host of the Ulster Rugby Roundup show on 3bod Rugby. So if you're an Ulster fan, that is certainly the show for you. Let's go through this Munster side, though. So Mike Haley starts at fullback with Calvin Nash along the wing with Shane Daly also on the wing. Of course, Mike Haley's got a brilliant try last week against Connacht. In the centres, then, Damien Dialande plays alongside JJ Hanrahan. And Damien Dialande probably didn't have the impact he'd won off the bench last week, but he's a class player, absolutely brilliant player. 10, as Gregor points out, good to see Joey back at 10. Joey Carberry back in the starting lineup for first time for over a year. It is so good to see him back. He came off the bench last week. Really excited to see how he goes. Nick McCarthy is at 9. Starting then in the front row, James Cronin apparently doesn't have a number. That's my mistake there. But James Cronin starts at 1 alongside Neil Scannell and Stephen Archer, with Jean Klein and Billy Holland in the locks. Finan Wickley then is at 6 alongside Jack O'Sullivan and Gavin Coombs. The bench for Munster looks like this, with Kevin O'Byrne, Jimmy Loftman, John Ryan, Thomas Arhan, Alex Kendall, Paddy Patterson, Jack Crowley and Darren Sweetman. Let me know your thoughts on that team in the comments. I'll be eager to hear your thoughts on that team. So do let me know what you think about that team. We will take a look at the Scarlets side now as well. Let's have a look at the Scarlets. This is how the Scarlets line up this evening. So let's go through it. So Johnny McNichol starts at fullback with Tom Praddy and Steph Evans on the wing, with Tyler Morgan and Steph Hughes in the centres. Angus O'Brien starts at 10, with Dane Blacker starting at 9. Looking at the front row, then Stefan Thomas plays his first game for the region, start for the region this evening, with Mark Jones and Pieter Schultz. In the locks, and Morgan Jones and Sam Lucy. Aaron Shingler plays his first game in nearly a year, I believe it is, after injury, so he's back in the team this evening. Jack Morgan just recently announced that he'll be signing for the Ospreys at the end of the season, so interesting to see how he does. And then at 8, as always, the big powerful ball carrier, that is Sione Colomafoni, leaving a bench of Taylor Davis, Kemsley Matthias, Alex Jeffries, Tavitu Ratuva, Yuza Kassiam, Will Homer, Paul Asquith and Johnny Williams. So those are the 2 teams. I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts on them. Do let me know. Those are the games we have going on this evening, so we will certainly be keeping a look on them and seeing how they get on. So do let me know your thoughts on the teams. I'm really eager to hear your thoughts on them and your predictions, as always, as we are pretty much 2 minutes away from kickoff. Munster against Scarlets. Scarlets need to win this. If they really want to aim for those European places, they probably need to win this one, if we're being totally honest. And that's going to be the challenge for them, isn't it? Can they get the win that they need here this evening? It's against a very difficult team in Munster. Munster look very, very good, don't they? They look very, very strong, you'd have to say. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. But as always, as I said, get your predictions in the comments. It's raining down in Limerick. Billy Holland is retiring at the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see if he can go out with a bang this year. But it's a big one. It's a big one for, you'd have to say, for Scarlets. This game is massive. They really do need a performance here. They need a win out in Ireland. It's going to be a tough game for sure, but they've got to go with a little bit of confidence and hope that they'll have enough. Although you do wonder if they do have enough in this game. It's going to be a very difficult game for them. So just a reminder, as I said before, a couple of things, really exciting things with the channel that's happened recently. So on YouTube now. I'll actually show you. I'll share my screen. Let me get this up. Something exciting to show you that I can now do, because we hit 1,000 subscribers recently. So thank you so much for that. So here we go. This is what you can see when I go on YouTube. If we go into my channel, then this is what I see. What you can always do then is go onto the community tab. Now on the community tab, I post different things. So if I have a video coming up, if I have a video on the second channel, what we did this week was we did a voting system for what game you'd like to see this evening. And as you can see there, Munster vs Scarlets won. 56% of you wanted to see that game. So that's what I'll do for the games on the weekend, if it's PRO14 or Premiership or European Rugby. See what you guys want to see. And that is a brilliant way. So be sure to keep an eye out on the community tab. See video out tonight, clips from the second channel. Once again, thanks to everyone who joined the watch alongs. So that is all there. And also the 2 videos have just gone out. England against France predictions and Italy against Wales as well. So there we go. We are ready for this one. Sione Kalamafoni certainly brings a lot of firepower, doesn't he? He is a heck of a player. I'm really excited to see how he goes this evening. We have just kicked off here down at Thomond Park. Munster in the red, Scarlets in what you'd probably say a greyish colour, but we will be keeping an eye out on this one. Again, just a reminder, this is not a stream of the game. It is simply a watch along. You're more than welcome to join us and have great chat. Keep it all rugby in the chat, of course, and it'll be a lot of fun. But you are more than welcome here, folks. I hope you are doing well this evening, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the game, and also the games coming up over the weekend, because it's a very busy time, isn't it, this weekend? Massive games taking place in the Six Nations as well. So let's get to some of your comments. We've just seen that one from Freddie. Greg says for pride and maybe to try and see where they are ahead of next season. Absolutely. Big ask for Scarlets. They were the last Welsh team to beat Munster back in March of 2019. Yes, they were. I don't know what you're saying. If you tell me in English, I'll try and read it. Or tell me in Welsh. I can speak Welsh. But apart from that, I cannot read that. If you are new here, guys, 20 of you currently watching, do hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. Helps grow the channel and also keeps you up to date with everything going on as well, with lots of watch-alongs tomorrow for the Six Nations as well. But do let me know your thoughts on this one. Munster against Scarlets. A scrum on the halfway line, a minute and a half into this one. But this is going to be, as some of you have already alluded to in the chat, a very big ask, you'd have to say, for this Scarlet side. They will want a reaction. They will want to win here. They haven't actually played for 2 rounds. They last time played against Edinburgh, beating Edinburgh up in Scotland by 2 points. And then obviously Munster won against the, gosh, what they call Connacht. No commentary on BT Sport. Oh, no, Premier Sports. Interesting to see that. Leonardo da Vinci, my friend, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Carby back in action. Hopefully he doesn't get injured again. Let's hope he has a good game this evening. It'll be interesting to see how he goes, won't it? But we are keeping an eye on this one. But we'll also be keeping an eye on all the other games in the PRO14 this evening as well. Scarlets here with ball in hand, looking to get going. And it'll be a line out to Munster just outside of their 22. So currently 0-0 in the Ospreys against Glasgow game. We will be keeping an eye on that one. And as I said before, Leinster managed to beat Zebra. It wasn't the best game of rugby. Dave Carney got a hat-trick for that one. Another 5 points, a bonus point there for them. So they did very, very well there. But Zebra, fair play to get that many amount of points. Very interesting to see how they go. So Munster with the ball just outside their own 22, going through a few phases, 3 minutes in here. As the ball is kicked down towards Steph Evans for Scarlett, someone who's been very much around the Wales squad over the past few years, but recently has been struggling. That one lands just outside his own challenge as Carberry has ball in hand and decides to kick as well. So this is going to be quite more of a chilled stream this evening. On Sunday, we'll obviously have Scotland against Ireland. Watch long. I will be joined by not Joey Carby. No, I will not. I'll be joined by Capo Starkey, Kyle from his fantastic channel. He's a Scotsman, so he will cover Scotland in that watch long. There'll also be a preview of the game dropping tomorrow night at some point, and we have a special guest on there who you will see on there as well. Angus O'Brien, of course, starting at 10 for the Scarlets this evening. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But very much interested to see how this one goes. Carby has an X factor, but he's not durable enough. It's interesting, that question at 10, isn't it, for Ireland? Sexton not getting any younger. Be interesting to see how he goes. Do let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments. As always, in the chat, let me know what you're thinking, who you're backing. Be interested to know. So do let me know. Let me just finish sharing this out, and we will be good to go. There we go, that's all done. Lovely, jubbly stuff. So there we go. You already know who it is. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Send me a message, Gregor, privately, and I'll let you know if you know who it is. Let me know. Munster here attacking into the 22 of Scarlets. Going through the forwards now, James Cronin takes it into contact. Two very contrasting styles this evening, isn't it? Munster likes to keep the ball in hand and go forward, while Scarlets like to try and throw the ball over. This could be an early try for... No, it's not. Well, the ball came over the top. It was a lovely kick from... Was it Carby or was it Healy? No. It was a scrum half trying to clip it over for Hanrahan, but it was touched down by Johnny McNichol there. It remains 0-0. 6.5 minutes gone here. It remains 0-0. Maybe, let me know. Do let me know. So Munster really dominating possession in the early stages here, you'd have to say. Do let me know your thoughts ahead of this one. We are pushing ever closer to 1,150 subscribers. So if you haven't done so already, do hit that subscribe button as we push on with the channel. It's free to do. And a few plans to do some different things on the channel here. So I will let you know about them as time goes on and keep you updated on how you guys can get involved a little bit more with the channel if you'd like to. Ben Ford, good evening, my friend. Hope you are very well. Ben Ford and myself, of course, do the Welsh Rugby Roundup show. I will get you those Gareth Morley questions very shortly. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Hope your internet is a little bit better as well, my friend. Hope it is a bit better. So Scarlets really need to get something out of this game, you'd have to say. But for Munster, I mean, with Munster, what was the attitude going into this game? You're already in a PRO14 final on the 27th of March, I believe it is. As Scarlets break through here, this could be the most dramatic start for Scarlets. Lovely feet here from the scrum half, and Angus O'Brien gets the ball. It has not been knocked forward, says the referee. Scarlets coming forward here. A brilliant break from the scrum half. Now they'll go through the forwards. Callum Mafoney takes it in. And penalty to Munster at the breakdown in their own 22. Jack Morgan, I believe, has been caught holding on to the ball. But a lovely start there from Scarlets, you'd have to say so. And maybe a little bit of a surprise there. Brilliant run there. It was a lovely break there from Dane Blacker, the scrum half. Young scrum half coming in. Don't know that much about him, if I'm being totally honest. But a lovely little break there from him. He skips past one or two. But in the end, Scarlets can't do it. But Dane Blacker stepping away beautifully there. Beating 2-3 men. Tackled in the end. Tried to get a lovely offload off to Angus O'Brien. But I think he knocked it forward. But the ref didn't. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, won't we? Yeah, definitely good to see him back. A lot of injury issues for him, but it's good to see him back for sure. Munster with the driving maul here just inside their own half, looking to go forward. Clear downfield. Only as far as Steph Hughes, who claims it in the air. Good tackle from Carberry. Putting pressure on the Scarlets here to get a good exit. And Dane Blacker will use his forwards to get out of danger. So Munster here dominating possession, but Scarlets probably have looked the most likely to score. But 10 minutes in, nothing on the scoreboard yet. As Damien Diolande takes it forward. Probably want to see more from him, really. If you're being totally honest. Great turnover here from the Scarlets. Scarlets going through the forwards here. Alan Shingler with the ball in hand. Good to see him back. He's had a lot of injury issues. As Haley finds his winger here. Lovely kick over the top. This could be very dangerous. So Scarlets is the bounce of the ball. Going to be kind to them. It is Dane Blacker tackled. That surely is a high tackle there. Inside the 5-metre line here. Pressure on Scarlets here. Munster using the kick very effectively so far, you'd have to say. So Scarlets and Munster fairly equal so far, you'd have to say. It's been a fairly equal game between the two sides. So Munster line out here, 5 metres out. Ball goes up, claimed well here. Advantage to Munster, they're 5 metres out here. This could be really, really worrying for Scarlets. This looks pretty much inevitable now. Another advantage. Side entry from the Scarlets. It's been held up. So 2 penalties there from the Scarlets. That'll be a little bit concerning if we're being totally honest. Carberry going for the corner once again. 5 metres out here. Pressure now from Munster. Really putting the pressure on now. But very powerful driving maul there from Munster. Scarlets have stolen the line out here, actually. Really good steal there. Ball is cleared away from the Scarlets. It's not really the greatest clearance. It's a great steal there. I think it's Shingler. Yeah, it is Shingler who's stolen it. Really good steal that. Ospreys have scored. Morgan Morris has scored for the Ospreys. Ospreys leading then 5-0. Be a brilliant result for Ospreys, that you'd have to say. And Bristol are 10-0 up against Wasps as well. Good work coming forward here from Munster. Once again, they are powering forward. Archer bringing it forward. They are pretty much 2 metres out here. "15 minutes in, still 0-0 here. This is going to be very difficult for Scarlets to defend. Another advantage here, offside from the Scarlets. They're a metre out here. And this is 3 penalties in very worrying areas now for Scarlets. Just been knocked on, so they'll come back for the original penalty. And that is what they are going to do, is come back for the original penalty. I mean, it's very obvious how Munster are going to try and play this evening. Go into the corner again then, Munster. I mean, another penalty here, and you're starting to think surely the ref starts to think about potentially a yellow card. So here we go then, another line out, 5 metres out for Munster. They win the ball. Billy Holland claims it. Going forward now, I think this is going to be a try. This is it. Has he got it down? It's been held up again. Fair play to Scarlets. Really good defence. A lot of character being shown here from the Llanelli-based region. Very, very good there from them. Ospreys did score. 5-0. Make that 10-0. My bad. Thank you, Gregor, for keeping an eye on that. Ospreys leading Pat Scotstoun 10-0. Munster are always a physical team. The Welsh regions having a good season. I disagree. I disagree, Sean. I think we're having quite a poor season. I think Ospreys have been the best, and the others have really, really struggled. But 18 minutes here into this one. So Munster going for the scrum here, 5 metres out. I mean, they've been putting the pressure on, but Scarlets have been defending well, but it's very difficult for them, as you can imagine. Guys, 16 of you watching, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. You're more than welcome here. Hit that subscribe button as we are watching Munster against the Scarlets. Ospreys have managed to add to that 10 points. They got a converted try there. So 12 points to 0 to the Ospreys. Wasps have scored and had a penalty as well. So that one now is Bristol against Wasps is 10 points apiece. Those are them. Thanks for reminding me. Thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me. They did lose against the Dragons last week. We did. Yeah, very poor that one. As Munster looked power forward, Ospreys, we need a result this evening, really, just to cement that European place. Let me know when the Blues do that, Ben. Let me know when the Blues do that. Damien Diolande here, taking it to 5 metres out. Another advantage here, and they finally crashed over. Try for Munster. It's been coming, but finally Munster have got their try. I mean, it'd been coming for a while. A brilliant try there for Munster. From the base of the scrum. Oh, I have to take this call, guys. I will be back in a second. Okay, I'm going to have to jump downstairs just to grab something. I will leave you just to chat amongst yourselves. I'll be 2 seconds, guys. I apologise about this. What a mess. Oh, I'm back. I do apologize for that, guys. We are back Munster have scored 2 tries in the time I've been away. Sorry, I had to sort something there. Someone at the flat door. We are back. Hope you are all well. Good to see you're keeping the chat going. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Gosh, I'm out of breath. Do let me know what's happened in this game if you've been watching, because I haven't got a clue. So do let me know what's been going on in this game. There is a serious head injury going on here, so it will give us a time to take a look at what's been going on. Let's have a look at what's been going on. I will get some of your comments in a second, because you've certainly been keeping the chat going, which is absolutely brilliant to see. So we've had a try for Coombs and Daly. And in the Ospreys against Glasgow Warriors game, we have had a try for Morris. And we'll wait and see who's had the other try in that one. Never arrived. Never actually arrived. I need to chase that one up. I need to chase that one up. Good to see you're keeping the chat going. Thank you, Gregor, for keeping everyone updated with what's going on in the game. I do really appreciate that, mate. Yeah, he's out. This could be bad. His replacement has come on here. So let me change the scores, so we are up to date on everything. And let's get that sorted. So Munster are 14 points up to 3 in this one. Glasgow Warriors then is 15 points to 6 to the Ospreys. And then in the Bristol game, it is 16-13 at half-time in that one to Bristol. There we go. So those are the current scores. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining today. Apologies about that there. I do apologise about that, but we are back, so that is good. But we are back. Okay, let's see where we're up to with everything. Yeah, let's hope he's okay. Yeah, still addressing the situation here down at down at Thomond Park. Scarlets trying to keep warm. Also, Munster trying to keep warm as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Yep, 16-13 at half-time in that one. Freddie, hope you're doing well. Freddie is doing a watch along on his channel, so if you want to go and give his watch along a like and also subscribe to his channel, make sure to do that. So while we are having this break, let's talk about a couple of bits that are coming up over the weekend. Let me just get a couple of bits into the watch along, and then we'll be able to go from there. Kieran Hardy personalised shirt. I would now after his performance against England. Fortunately, he's out injured. No, I was just getting all our Pro 14 titles, you know, all the pictures from our days winning the Pro 14. It's just one of them things that we do a lot of. So let's have a look at what's coming up over the weekend then. Because there's a lot coming up over the course of the weekend here on the channel. As we are having a break here. So just recently, this just dropped on the channel, England against France preview and prediction. So that's literally just dropped probably about an hour ago now on the channel. So if in this break of play you want to go and watch that, by all means do go and do that. Looking at some stats, looking at the key battles, history between the two sides, and what we can expect down at Twickenham on Saturday. So that is live on the channel now. So you're more than welcome to go and check that one out. And to go with that game tomorrow, live on the channel, 4:30 until from 4:30 with kickoff at 4:45. Live watch along of this one. Yes, I've done that one wrong, the wrong way round. I noticed in recording the preview that England were actually at home, but that will be changed for tomorrow. But do join me from 4:30 for that one. So that is also live on the. Oh, Ben Ford and me enjoying this at the minute. Any European rugby trophies? We should have won one. We should have won one. We should have won one. But yeah, we should have won one. Brandon loves that blue shirt. It's not arrived. That's how good the blue store is. I've ordered it and it's just not arrived. I've phoned Royal Mail and it just has not arrived. They don't have it. Blues just haven't sent it. And this was like a month ago. I don't know if they saw everything by their telegrams or if they use like a pigeon to fly their mail over. I'm not too sure what they do. The game has restarted here. 29 minutes, but we'll keep telling you about what's coming up over the weekend. Because we've got a lot going on. And we've actually been recording a lot with guests recently, which has been fantastic to have. And I've got a video coming out on Monday for that. But then tomorrow coverage starts at 2 p.m. We kick off at 2:15 for Italy against Wales. So you're more than welcome to join me for that one. I'll drop some links in the chat for you to hit the reminder on them, so you'll be reminded. Kyle is not jumping on this preview, actually. It's someone different. So Kyle's done a preview. Yes, do go check out Kyle's channel. It's brilliant. But he's jumping on the watch along with me on Sunday. Kickoff for that one is at 3 o'clock. So we'll be jumping on about 2:45, 3 as well for that one. D's T's, Rugby Geeks Raid, sharing the love with a like. Thank you very much. Rugby Geeks is a brilliant channel. I do need to reach out to him, actually. I said that I will. Gregor will be out for that one. I'm unfortunately going to be missing that one. They're preparing a Lloyd Williams Blues shirt for me. I couldn't think of anything better. Couldn't think of anything better. When Jared Evans joins us, I'll send you an Ospreys number 10 with Jared Evans on the back. As Scarlets are attacking here, they can't quite gather it, and an offside there from the Scarlets. 30 minutes into 10 minutes until half time. So we are drawing towards half time. So that is what's coming up on the channel. So those are all coming up on the channel. So we got England against France previews out now. Italy against Wales preview is also out. France against England watch along then from 4:30 tomorrow, and then Italy against Wales from 2 o'clock. There'll also be, as I said before, a Scotland against Ireland preview dropping in the evening. We'll also have reactions to the games as well dropping throughout. So it's going to be super busy here over the weekend. So be sure to be subscribed. It's free to do. Hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell notification on the side. If you hit that and you click on all when it offers you the option of what you want to be notified about, then you'll be updated on every video that comes out. So it helps you to know, because YouTube has this weird thing where it doesn't push all its the videos out that you subscribe to. So if you do that, that would be great. So 14 points to 3 here. Glasgow have got a penalty, so that makes it 9 points to 15. Glasgow pulling this one back a little bit. Munster going to the corner as well. So Munster with the line out here on their own 22. As they will look to get a third try before half time. 2 tries to the good. Damien Dialende carrying it forward as Munster look to get that third try before half-time. Probably put this game beyond any doubts, but they've knocked it forward here. Opportunity for Scarlets to attack, but Scarlets have also knocked it forward, so it will be a scrum for Munster, for Scarlets. No, you can't have him keep Hanscom. Mate, he's coming to the end of his contract and he's not signing it. He's not signing it. It's just not happening. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. No, but it doesn't make sense for Jared Evans to come to the Ospreys. To be honest, Hanscom will more than likely be fit for the new season. By the way, he's been training, and reports I'm hearing is that he will be fit. So that'll be interesting to see how he gets on. And then, yeah, I think for Jared Evans, the best thing is to stay at the Blues. Obviously, Priestland's coming back, so what does that mean? Why has that happened? It makes you wonder why that's happened. Scarlets here, trying to clear the ball. Oh, it's been knocked forward. Oh, I don't know what's gone on. Charge down there from Munster, went forward, but I'm not sure from who. If it was from Scarlets or if it was from Munster. Not too sure what happened there. Oh, excuse me. But a very busy weekend on the channel here. So I'm very excited for this weekend, actually. Some really good games. Massive game, isn't it? The England versus France one. Just in terms of the tournament and how teams will be approaching this game. It is a massive game. Huge game, in fact. And we will be doing watch-alongs all weekend. So Scarlets with a scrum in their own half. 5 minutes away from half-time. Early into whatever the word is. I can't think. I've been at work all day, so my brain's a little bit frazzled. Early engagement, that's the word I'm looking for. Scarlets look to clear their lines. So 5 minutes to go. Oh, earlier today we saw a game between Western Force and Melbourne Rebels in Super Rugby, which finished 10 points to 7 to the Melbourne Rebels. Not really the best game. Not true, mate. I'm afraid, Sean O'Farrell, that is not true. Most of the Welsh and Scottish players are based in England and France. I think Scotland should try to get their players in the club. I say Scotland should form 2 more sides. Well, with the Welsh ones, that's not really true at the minute. Lots of Wales players are actually coming back at the minute. And over the past few years, the real thing for the Welsh Union is to get the Welsh players back in the regions. And we've seen that. We've seen players re-signing and signing contract extensions for Scotland. That's a video I'm thinking about doing. Should Scotland have another region? And that's a video that I'm thinking about doing potentially. Ben Ford asks, are you going to be a fan of France tomorrow? No, I'm going to be impartial, of course. Of course. Do you know what? It probably works better for Wales if France lose tomorrow. So it might be the first time I'm supporting England as a Welshman. It might be the first time. I don't know. But I think it's going to be an interesting game. As I said, I have done a preview for that. It's live on the channel now, and I give my predictions in that. So do go and check that one out. Munster win the penalty at the driving maul once again. 3 minutes from time here. So it still is here. Still is, though. Just the 11 points in it, though. So it's certainly not over here for Scarlets, but Munster's power. I mean, it's going to be interesting with Leinster and Munster in the final, isn't it, to see how that one goes. I'm very intrigued to see who wins out. I mean, Leinster will be favourites, absolutely, but this Munster team have shown that they can physically match any team in the Pro 14. But this driving maul is moving forward very much so for this team as Munster come forward. Hanrahan finds Carberry. Carberry, lovely fake runs here from Munster as they come forward. Brilliant tackle, though, from Scarlets and turned over, but an advantage was being played for Munster. Maybe if you're Munster here, you just take the points just really to have a little bit of breathing space. He's going to have a chat here with Jack Morgan, Steph Hughes, about the discipline. He's saying have a word with his players. So pressure building on the Scarlets here as we push towards half time. I think Munster will just go for the corner here to really put the pressure. Joey Carberry here, just deciding what to do. I think they're going to go for the corner again, though. So going for the corner here. Guys, thank you so much for joining. 16 of you currently watching. If you've not yet done so, hit the subscribe button. It's free to do as we have a very busy weekend here on the channel. Munster leading 14 points to 3 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left of this first half as they have a driving maul. They want that third try to really seal this game. Another advantage. If Munster don't score here, someone's going to the bin for Scarlets. Without a doubt. At this point, it's getting ridiculous. We will have a look at stats, of course, at half-time. We'll have to take a quick 2-minute break, and then we'll be back to look at the stats and look at some of the moments from the first half as that is not forward. Now, let's see what the ref does. Number 6. Yep, off he goes. Aaron Shingler is off. I mean, it's not a surprise. It's absolutely not a surprise. I'm not surprised at all. Aaron Shingler to the bin. I mean, Munster really putting the pressure on here. Going to the corner again. I mean, Scarlets are on so much pressure now. Really are under pressure here. Munster pushing here. This is going to be a try, I think, for Munster. There it is. Munster have scored, and that probably, to be honest, is the game. I've got to say, it probably is the game. It's sad to say that as a neutral in this game, but I think Munster have just been way too powerful for this Scarlets team, if we're being totally honest. Third try here. The clock's in the red for the first half. Luke Conway, how are you doing? Hope you're well, my friend. Welcome along to the watch along. We'll get into your comments in just a second and your thoughts on this one. I mean, Munster's driving maul tonight has just caused havoc for the Scarlets team. They simply have not been able to deal with it. Carberry will be looking to make this 21 points to 3 as we go into half time. And he is successful. So half time, it is Munster 21, Scarlets 3. Wow, it's going to be tough for them now, isn't it? But it is half time here. We are going to take a quick 2-minute break As always, be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like and follow, like the watch along, and also get your thoughts in the chat as well. I'll be back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. So there we go. We are back. It is half time down at Thomond Park as Munster lead the Scarlets 21 points to 3. If we're being totally honest, this game is probably over already. Munster just one try away from that bonus point, and Scarlets really probably haven't offered all that much. Do let me know in the chat your thoughts on this evening games. Of course, we have another game going on in the PRO14 as Ospreys are leading 15 points to 9 at half time up at Scotstoun against Glasgow Warriors. Earlier on, we did see a fantastic game between Zebra and Leinster. Leinster winning out there 48 points to 13. Munster, in fact, scored 8 tries. Wow. They scored 8 tries. Fair play to Zebra, again, 3 tries of their own, but they just simply couldn't make it count. Ritzy, the young 10 for them, getting 4 penalties and 2 conversions there. So he had a decent day at the office from the boot. So Zebra won that one. Leinster, sorry, won that one. Let's have a look then at the match stats from that. You should be able to see my screen. So this is how it went. As Zebra, 31 points to 48. Another loss for Zebra. But Leinster just showing their power. And even without the Irish internationals there, they simply are just absolutely brilliant, aren't they? They are just so good at this point. So the other 2 games, the game that we are focusing on this evening, of course, is Munster against Scarlets. It's the big one. We've seen 2 tries for Munster, Coombs and Daly, and a try for Scannell as well. Carberry getting all 3 kicks. The stats from the game then, so 3 tries scored from Munster, 0 to Scarlets. Of course, 58% possession, just shows they're dominant with ball in hand. Clean breaks then, 3 to the 1. Defenders beating Scarlets. I think Dane Blacker must have had 3 or 4 then with his brilliant little run at the start of the game. But since then, I mean, not all that much. Offloads too. We know Scarlets like to try and throw the ball out about a little bit. Territory then, 67% to 33%. So Munster really playing in the right areas of the pitch for sure. Missed tackles then. Again, I think Dwayne Blacker has something to say about that, doesn't he? Tackle success then for Scarlets, actually very good at 93%. Kicking meters, both teams have kicked fairly equally. I think Munster have kicked a lot better though. 8 penalties conceded for Scarlets, and of course they've got a man in the bin. They probably faced the first 9 minutes with a man in the bin as well. Carberry has the most points, 6 points for him. Leading try scorer, successful carries, Damien Diolande coming up. Their defender's beaten as well. He's beaten the 1 and he's got 1 offload. So he's looking decent in this start. But look at Dane Blacker there. 1 clean break, 4 defenders beaten, 32 metres gained, and the 1 offload puts him at the top of the stats for the Scarlets and what's been a very disappointing first half, if we are being totally honest. So Munster leading 21 points to 3. Of course, they will be playing against Leinster in the PRO14 final. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that PRO14 final, which will be coming up at the end of the month. So lots of big rugby games coming up this weekend. So do let me know your predictions for the games. Bristol have managed to get a score. Try for Joyce in that one. 2 penalties, sorry, for Eden, I believe, there. So they're up 23 points to 13. I mean, that Bristol team's insane. Charles Pietau is just incredible for them, isn't he? It was the score of that game, massive game that was, and a brilliant result for Leinster. But Zebra, you know, Zebra this season is an odd one. Benetton have actually played some really good rugby. And for whatever reason, they just simply can't seem to win this season. But I've actually been encouraged by Italy and Italian rugby in the last few months. I did do a video on Italy, looking at in depth at the situation of rugby in Italy. So we looked at the national team, the situation there. We also took a look at club rugby in Italy and the situation there. And we came to the conclusion, I think, that Italy still deserve their place in the Six Nations. But there's a lot of work to be done, but it's a very young squad. And as I said, I did a video for that. And also, there'll be a watch along tomorrow for Italy against Wales. So do be sure to join me for that one. Guys, we've just hit 1,140 subscribers. Thank you so much. If you have subscribed, it's very much appreciated. Let's see if we can hit 1,150 by tomorrow's watch along for Italy versus Wales. That'd be great if we can do that. So if you have not done so, please do hit that subscribe button. It's free to do and is massively appreciated. We are waiting for the start of the second half here then. 21 points to 3 for Munster. Let's have a look at what games we have up coming tomorrow. Because tomorrow we have a couple of games. We have Connacht taking on Edinburgh in the evening at 25-8 at the Sports Ground in Galway. And we also have the Dragons hosting Ulster tomorrow night. That's going to be a tough game for Ulster, isn't it? Dragons got a really good win over Ospreys, actually, over us last weekend, but Ulster's just a different kettle of fish, aren't they? And on Sunday, then, we have Benetton hosting the Cardiff Blues down at the Stadio Comunale di Montego. So that should be a great game as well. Edinburgh have been the best of the Scottish teams. Scottish teams have been doing really poorly this season. And in the preview tomorrow for Scotland against Ireland, I did actually have a really good chat with a Scottish fan who was on. And we had a little chat about that, but I'll probably do that as a separate video at some point to have a look at that situation. But it looks like we're set for the second half here. We have a change in the score down at Scotstoun. Munster, Glasgow have gone ahead 16 points to 15. They've gone ahead here. We are into the second half. The second half is just about to kick off. I mean, as an Ospreys fan, what is going on there? What is going on there? Jesus. Ospreys collapsing a little bit from being 14-0 up at one point to now being 16-15 down is not ideal, is it? Bristol have gone further ahead, 23 points to 13. It is indeed 23-13, is it? Sorry. It is indeed. Have I put the right one in? Yes, I have. We've kicked off here then. Munster here attacking just outside the 22. Let me know your thoughts ahead of the second half. How do you see this one going? Do you see Munster really running away with it, or can Scarlets make it an interesting game? We've seen in the past where teams have come back into games. Munster coming forward here, though. Again, of course, they have the extra man out, and Shingler is in the bin. Don't forget that. So no changes at half-time for either team. I think Munster have turned this one over after Scarlets had originally turned it over. Oh, it's an interception, but Steph Evans can't quite gather it. Advantage to Munster here as they come forward. Again, it's intercepted. They'll come back for the original advantage. Bit of a chaotic 30 seconds there or so. A bit of a chaotic 30 seconds there or so. Do let me know in the chat your thoughts on this one. Let's have a look at some of your chats because you got a bit all over the place before. Ben Ford asks this question. Guys, get your thoughts on this in the chat. Interesting debate I was involved in today. There's a call for a second international side, England Saxons. Come back to provide some opportunity to develop strength in depth for all home nations. It's an interesting debate. So you'd say maybe a Wales A side. There was a Wales A side. I can't remember when the last time they were a thing. Let me see if I can find out. Johnny McNichol is going off here, holding his arm. This doesn't look good at all. So the Wales AE national rugby team have not played a game since April 2002. So it says on 20th of February 2003, the Welsh Rugby Union were given permission to withdraw from the A-Team Six Nations Championship, citing cost as the primary reason. In September 2007, it's reported that the union turned down an offer to enter a Wales side in the 2008 Churchill Cup. Well, it says here in August 2014, it was announced that the Wales 80 would return to playing from January 2015 onwards, but I've not heard anything about that. So do let me know in the chat if that is a thing or not. But to develop opportunities for players, then it's something brilliant. We've got a lot of players here in Wales who are really good players, but just not going to fit into Pivac's style or aren't quite at that level yet. And to get that gap between Pro 14 and international level, maybe that's the stepping stone that they need. So I wouldn't be against it for sure. I would not be against it for sure. But then for countries such as Italy, they just don't have the depth to do that. There's literally no point them doing that. So scrum here to Munster, just over the 10-metre line in the Scarlets half. Joey Carberry plays it out here. Advantage once again to Munster. Haley out here. The chip is tried, but it's not going to work. And they'll come back for the original penalty. But do let me know your thoughts on that debate about a potential A team for the home nations. It'd be interesting to get your thoughts, as always. Collapse in the scrum there from Scarlets. Thank you to everyone who has liked the stream. If you're not yet liked it, do hit that like button. It does make a massive difference. And yeah, it helps grow the channel out so much. So be very grateful if you could hit that like button. Munster going to the corner here, looking for that bonus point now. Looking really to wrap this game up. If it hasn't already, to be honest. So line out here to Munster. They win it as they go to the customary driving maul. Going forward here. Scarlets have collapsed this one. Advantage to the Scarlets. And Scarlets win the penalty at the breakdown. Brilliant work there. For a team under pressure. Really well done. I think there should be a women's Lions tour and a Southern Hemisphere Lions as well. There was talks for a women's Lions tour a couple of years ago. I don't know if that's still a thing. A Southern Hemisphere touring team, so like a dream team from the south, from the Southern Hemisphere. I'd be up to seeing that, man. But the problem is then, would Wales or would England at this point truly beat the best of South Africa, New Zealand, Argentina? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure whether they would or not, but I'd certainly be up for the women's team and that as well. Southern Hemisphere Dream Team. That would make a really good video, actually. I like that. Southern Hemisphere Dream Team. It'd be interesting to see that. Of course, we do the Six Nations Dream Team on the Monday after the round. That's been doing really well on the channel. People seem to love that, so that's really good. Scarlets trying to play from their own 22 here. This is probably going to be sent up from Dane Blacker, which it is. Has it reached touch? It does not. So Munster will look to play here from just outside the 22, knock forward, and a scrum to the Scarlets. So scrum to Scarlets down here. Once again, the Scarlet scrum really having in the dominance here. Early engagement from Munster once again. So Scarlets cleared their lines with that penalty there. "33 minutes to go in this one." So line out on the halfway line for Scarlets. I'll be looking to build on this one. Driving maul here from Munster, looking very powerful as Scarlets keep the ball though, trying to clip it through from Dane Blacker, and it's out on its head. So it'll be a scrum. It's a little mistake. It's not the worst kick, it's quite a bit out though. Aaron Shingler is back on for the Scarlets. Scarlets are back to 15 men. They've not conceded in that time at all. Well, in the second half anyway. Ospreys have scored up at Scotstoun. Ospreys have scored. We will change the scoreboard for that one. But Glasgow is still leading in that one, but that one is 23 points to 22 now. So that looks like it could go down to the wire up at Scotstoun. Bristol are up to 30 in that one. They've scored another try. Really beginning to run away with this one now. Bristol 30 points to 13 in that one. That one actually isn't too far away from being done, I don't think. Scarlets win their line out in their own 22. Oh. Dane Blacker clears with the box kick. As Munster come forward from halfway line, going through the forwards. Scarlets have coped very, very well in this second half. Been very impressed by them. Joey Carberry trying to load chip over the top, doesn't quite work. Now Scarlets begin to go through the forwards. Has been knocked forward from Munster dominating possession, but not really doing all that much with it, if we're being totally honest at this point. Trying to chip it over again from Munster, but there's literally no one there. It's a very strange technique and a tactic. Don't really understand it from Munster. Lovely hands from Scarlets there. As Angus O'Brien puts boot to ball and earns a few more meters. Some changes going to take place now. Change here for Munster then. Haley is off. And lots of changes for Scarlets, so we'll let you know what they are as we get confirmation. So lots of changes here for the Scarlets. So Jones is off, Thomas is off, Schultz is off, so a new front row for the Scarlets. And also a new front row for Munster coming on. So as they come on, we'll also get confirmation of who is coming on and who is coming off. Scannell is off for Byrne. Loughman is on for Cronin. And Ryan is on for Archer. So line out to the to Munster here, just outside their own 22. Knocked on by the Scarlets, though, advantage to Munster. It's a bit of a scrappy game this second half, I'm not going to lie. Munster really picking and going here. Making up some ground as well. The new props coming in and having an impact. The box kick comes in. And Steph Evans claims it. Steph Evans with a little bit of space, but it's caught well. There's no flow to this game now. None at all, really. As Munster begins to come forward. Shingler with the tackle. Knocked on there by Munster. And it'll be a scrum to the Scarlets. Not the easiest game to watch this one, if I'm being totally honest.
Such an important role.
So Munster 21 points to 3. Another change for the Scarlets. We'll get some confirmation as that comes through. We'll keep an eye on what's going on in the other games as always. Cassium is on for the Scarlets. Haley is off with Sweet Thumb coming on for Munster. So 25 minutes to go in this one. Big scrum there from Munster. Lots of pressure on this Scarlet scrum. Turned in the scrum from Munster. Advantage to the home team. Carberry tries the cross kick. That's not going to work. And they'll come back for the original advantage. So Munster got a penalty there, and they'll be looking to put themselves down into the 22. Munster will look to put this one down into the 22. They're still looking for that bonus point try. 15 minutes gone in this second half. No points to either team. So Atuva is on for Jones for the Scarlets. It looks like Joey Cobb. No, is Joey Cobb staying on? He is. So line out to Munster here, just outside the 22. They gather it. Here comes the driving maul. PRO14 finalists, of course, this year. Good shove from the Scarlets, but Munster are beginning to make some movements forward here. The ball is out now. Munster just need to up the tempo a little bit here. Their bench is so much stronger than Scarlets, and that will begin to show now as the changes come through. O'Byrne going on his own. Six phases here. Ball out wide. Here comes Carberry. Lovely hands. Oh, that could have been a beautiful pass. They still have the ball into the 22 now. 9 phases. Advantage to Munster. Lovely hands from O'Byrne, from a prop. Them hands. Still another advantage, but they'll come back for the original penalty. So what will Munster decide to do here? Will they go to the corner or will they go for the penalty? It'll be interesting to see. 10 penalties conceded from Scarlets compared to Munster's 2. That's just been the story of the game, hasn't it? Munster are going for the corner here. Line out from Munster, 7 metres out or so here. Last time they were in this position, they scored. Advantage over O'Byrne. With the ball at the base of the driving maul. The maul has gone down. And illegally so. Is he off? It's another yellow, I think. Ratuva is off for Scarlets. It was great hands from him, wasn't it? Tavita Ratuva is in the bin though with 20 minutes to go. I mean, this game was over at half time, but Scarlets have really shot themselves in the foot this evening. And I think it just shows the quality of the Irish provinces compared to the Welsh provinces. I did do a video on that recently on the channel with guys from Overlap Rugby. And we spoke about why were the regions struggling in Wales, why were the provinces doing really well in Ireland, and why that wasn't translating to the national team. And O'Byrne has just made it that a little bit worse for Scarlets, as Munster have scored here. 26 points to 3. From the driving maul again, and they just push over, and it's super easy. Super easy. There's not much Scarlets can do from there. But just the depth that this Munster team have, the players that can bring off the bench. I mean, Scarlets are basically bringing off, not poor players, but a lot of them are very... I mean, a lot of them would struggle to start for Zebra, if we're being totally honest. So Carberry looking to add the 2 points, which he successfully does. So Munster leading this one now, 28 points to 3. They've got their bonus point. Glasgow Warriors have gone further ahead. Glasgow winning this one 28 points to 22. It looks like two Welsh regions this evening are going to lose. $35 points to 20 in the Bristol versus Wasps game now. That's how it's looking currently. If I was an Scarlets fan, I'd be raging. How many times do the players have to be told stop giving away such stupid penalties? 100%. And I think it's just because this Munster team is so powerful. Scarlets just simply do not have an answer. Simply do not have an answer. Full time in the game for Bristol. Freddie, hope you enjoyed doing your watch along. Let me just change that. So 20 minutes left in this one. Munster leading here. 28 points to 3. I mean, it's been, I wouldn't even have called it a contest if I'm being totally honest. Change for the Scarlets here, as Dane Blacker is off. Both sides changing their 9s. As Glasgow have added the 2 points as well. I mean, it just shows us as Ospreys, we really struggle without Webb and Myler. That control at 9 and 10. Simply really struggle. The depth of the players. When players go away for Wales, we just don't deal with it. And it's been an issue for the regions for a very, very long time. It's going to be interesting to see how both teams approach this now. Do Munster just go to add up the scores? I mean, the thing for Munster now is they've got their PRO14 final place. They're obviously in Europe. They have nothing to play for in the PRO14. Joey Carberry's off. Didn't do all that much in the game. Maybe didn't suit. Munster don't really suit the way he plays. He's a lot more creative than Munster are, really. So it probably didn't really suit him. Scarlets win the ball here. I mean, how do Scarlets approach this? I mean, they've got nothing to lose at this point. They're not going to go losing bonus points. They might as well try and play. I think that's a high tackle. Yes, it is. So advantage to Scarlets just outside the Munster 22. Still advantage to the Scarlets. They might as well try something. It hasn't come off, and they'll come back for the original penalty for that high tackle. So Scarlets surely just go to the corner here. No point taking just the points, you'd say. Ewan Hacking, Rugby Geeks Raid. Hope you're well, Ewan. Welcome to the channel. Do subscribe if you are new. Rugby Geeks and myself will be doing some videos together, hopefully in the future. So welcome, Ewan. Hope you are very well. Munster haven't even played that well on a winning well. I mean, Scarlet's discipline has been really bad, hasn't it? And it's just been so good from Munster, just their power. Again, they haven't had to come out of second gear. Just haven't had to come out of second gear. Scarlets have knocked it on here when they're in attacking position there. And with 15 minutes to go, Rugby Geeks is in the chat. Rugby Geeks, hope you're doing well, my friend. I will reach out to you over the next few days. It'll be great to do a video together at some point. Welcome to everyone who's doing the raid, Rugby Geeks raid, TKHD. Welcome. Do subscribe if you're new, my friend. We do a lot of watch-alongs and content here on the channel. But this game is over as a contest. It's been over as a contest for a long time. Just a reminder then that England versus France preview and predictions is out now on the channel. So do head on to the channel after this and give that a watch. In fact, I will make it easy for you. I will drop a link to it in the chat now. England versus France preview is out now on the channel. There it is. There is the link. Do give it a watch. Who will win Le Crunch? Do let me know. Also, tomorrow, Italy versus Wales live watch-along coverage starts at 2 with kickoff at 2:15. So do join me for that. There's also a preview for that out now on the channel. And then in the evening, England against France live watch-along coverage starts at 4:30 here on the channel. Kickoff at 4:45. So do join me for that. So do make sure that you join me for that. Richard Hooey, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well, my man. I'm very well, thank you. Freddie Clark says, yes, good from Bristol. Fabrizio is a Rugby Geeks raid as well. There's lots of you coming across. Well, welcome, Fabrizio. Hope you are doing well. Do subscribe if you are new. As I said before, Rugby Geeks and myself will be doing some content with each other, hopefully over the next few weeks. Well, Munster have won the penalty there. Once getting into the last 15 minutes here now. So 67 minutes into the Glasgow versus Ospreys game. That game is currently still 30 points to 22 in favour of Glasgow. So Ospreys will need to get a converted try and something else in that one. The game has finished down at Bristol. Bristol have beaten Wasps 37 points to 20. 4 tries for Bristol, them getting a bonus point, and Wasps getting the 2 tries themselves. Good. Glad you're home. Hopefully you got the weekend off. Do let me know so you can catch all the rugby this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend of rugby. Well, Scarlets have won a penalty here. Angus O'Brien will put this into the corner. Oh, no, you're working. Oh, no. Hopefully you got next Saturday off. Surely you got next Saturday off for Super Saturday. Super Saturday will be massive next week on the channel. I'm debating potentially, watching all the way through the game or just doing them separate. I'm not sure yet, but there'll be a lot of build-up to that on the channel, obviously. Scarlets into the 22 here with the line out. I mean, on a yellow card, 15 minutes to go. 3 points to 28. Munster have got the bonus points. No chance again. No chance again. The losing bonus point. Oh, Richard Hooey, you're working on that day as well. Unlucky, mate. I had to book it off work to get them off. Where is the ball? And Munster win the penalty at the driving ball. And again, Scarlets getting penalised. Getting penalised at the breakdown there. We will, at the end of the game, quickly look at the stats from this game and wrap up the game. And then tomorrow we'll be back for the Italy versus Wales watch-alongs. Do be sure that you have checked out, of course, the previews for England against France and Italy against Wales. Richard Hooey, you work in hospital, mate. amazing. And the work I'm sure you've done over COVID and the challenges you face, incredible work, my man. And I salute you for that. Well done to you. Fucking hard work. Pardon my French, but hard work. That fair play to you. So just over 10 minutes to go in this one. It's a bit of a damp squid now, if we're being totally honest. It's not really, I don't know, it's a bit of a flat one, to be honest, now. Couple of bruised bodies out there at Thomond Park. They're getting a little bit of attention. So a couple of players getting some much needed attention. So very, very excited for this weekend of rugby. Some big, big games coming up. Ospreys are losing indeed, 30 points to 22 at Scotstoun. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for the PRO14 teams for the Welsh regions this weekend. Some tough games. You'd probably say that Blues have the easiest of the games. They travel to Benetton. That's not an easy game though. Though Benetton are bottom, their games have actually been really close in a lot of the fixtures. So, although they'll be frustrated, still, though, they'll be a little bit, I don't know, it's going to be a tough game, that one. So, a change for Munster. Scannell is back on. Byrne is off for a head injury assessment, so he's unlikely to come back on in this game, you'd think. I mean, this has been over as a competition for a very long time. So Munster here, really just trying to wrap the game up now. It is wrapped up, of course, but maybe add a little flourish on top of what they've done so far. Here comes Scarlets. That's forward, surely to Steph Evans. No, says the referee. Yeah, it was forward, and he's noticed it now. So it remains 30 points to 22 in the Ospreys Glasgow game. Glasgow winning that one. 71 minutes gone up at Scotstoun. This one is 28 points to 3, 69 minutes gone. Please don't make any jokes in the chat. He is indeed. As I said, a preview for that will be dropping tomorrow night. So we have a special guest on who will be covering Scotland. It is not Kyle from Capo Starkey. It's someone different, but Kyle will be on the watch along for that one. But we will be that preview will be out tomorrow with the watch along on Sunday. Interesting choice. I don't particularly rate Gibson Park or Conor Murray, to be honest. Well, I do rate them. I'd have gone with Conor Murray. I think he's just a more solid scrum half. But how the heck Cooney is not in that squad is beyond me. I just simply don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. To be honest, I'd have had Conor Murray to start, and I'd have played Casey on the bench, the young Munster scrum half. Just look lightning quick and offer something different. 10 minutes to go here then. Ospreys have scored a try. Price has scored. Jeez. Did not expect that. Fair play to him. Luke Price has scored a try. I don't particularly rate the guy, but if he wants to score a couple more now for us to win the game, that would be great. Scarlets looking to play from their own 22 here in the last 10 minutes now. As Angus O'Brien sort of clears his line. It's a pretty poor kick, to be honest. I mean, it's been a decent game, but the game's been over as a contest for a long time. So it makes it quite a difficult game to watch after a while. So while this game's a bit of a damn squid, I want to show you something that's happened on the channel recently. I did show it at the beginning of the stream, but I'd like to show you again for those who maybe didn't see it originally. Let me show you this. So this is how the channel looks. Thank you for 1,140 subscribers. That's very kind of you. If you haven't yet subscribed, do be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. One exciting thing that we now have on the channel is this community tab. Community tab is a place where I can put different things up for you guys to see, for you guys to know about. So yesterday I said it's a weekend, different things coming out on the channel. Said there's a video on the second channel. I'll drop a link to the second channel in the chat in just a second. Do go subscribe there, because I'm going to be posting stuff that maybe I don't quite want to go up on the main channel, but also things that maybe there'll be little clips of the live watch alongs that we've done that I think are worth watching. And what I did this week, actually, earlier this week, I dropped this, said lots of watch alongs for the Six Nations weekend, but which watch along would you like to see on Friday? Be sure to vote for the one you want, and said voting closes at 12 p.m. So you guys actually voted for this game, Munster against Scarlets. 17 of you got involved in the vote. So that's what I'll be doing when there's a Friday night. So next Friday, there'll be a host of games. I will do that again. I'll do a poll. So for the game you want, make sure you get your vote in, and the one with the most votes will be the one that we go with. So that is how that is going. So that's how the channel is looking at the minute. Again, those previews are both out, so do go and give them a watch after this. I mean, Scarlets going from bad to worse here. The weather isn't helping. It's very wet out there. The ball is really skidding about everywhere. So let me drop a link to the second channel just in the chat. If you have not yet headed over there, guys, please do head over there. Give it a quick subscription. There we go. So do go and subscribe if you haven't to the second channel. That would be great. Thank you very, very much. So Scarlets here looking, Munster, sorry, looking for their 5th try of the night. Lots to work on for the Scarlets. They have been really poor discipline-wise. It's not been a great performance, and if they want to get Europe, they're going to have to improve a lot. Knocked on there. Chance to attack here from Scarlets from their own 22. Chance to counter-attack. Steph Evans with ball in hand. Plays it out wide, and it's knocked forward from the Scarlets. And that pretty much summarises their evening. It pretty much summarises their evening, doesn't it? Knocked on there from the Scarlets. Frustrating for sure. Be great if we could hit 50 on the second channel. So do head over there and give it a subscription if you haven't done so already. Hit that link and subscribe. And just come back and join us for the last 5 minutes of this watch long. Ball out here, Damien Diolande, inside ball, lovely hands. Oh, lovely hands from Munster into Damien Diolande. He gets it out wide, but it's intercepted. That would have been a lovely play from Munster there. Off his feet, Diolande there. Penalised, but some lovely hands there from Munster. Lovely hands. Lovely hands there. 4 minutes to go in this one then. Four away from the 50 subscribers on the second channel, so do hit that subscribe on there. Sean O'Farrell says, too many errors and giving away too many penalties have been the reason for the flops in the Welsh team. I mean, this Scarlets performance has just been riddled with penalties, hasn't it? And we will have a look at the stats quickly before we end the stream. Steph Evans tries a little kick over the top. Is he going to gather it? He's not, but he's done very well to tackle the man. Munster in their own 22 here. They'll go through the forwards to try and clear their lines if they can. And once again, the Scarlets penalised down at the breakdown. I mean, so many mistakes now from them. So many penalties. It really is ridiculous at this point. Still 25 points to 30 to Glasgow Warriors. A minute and a half left in that one. So we will keep an eye on that. Three and a half minutes left here. I think Joey Carberry's won man of the match here. I think. Yes, we were very good back in the day. We had, I can name the back line straight off. We had Mike Phillips, Hook at 10. You would have had Jerry Collins at 12 or 13. You would have had Lee Byrne at fullback. You'd have had Shane Williams on the wing. You'd have Tommy Bowe. Such a good team. Such a good team. And we never won anything in Europe. We won a couple of PRO14s in that time, but we never won anything in Europe. And I think that was the big thing for Welsh rugby at the time. If we didn't win in Europe, we really would have cemented ourselves in the European top teams. But unfortunately, we didn't do that. There is only about 40 seconds left in the Glasgow Ospreys game. My tea is now cold. Oof. Disgusting. Head injury assessment here for Munster. So a player's going to have to come on to replace him. So change for Munster with a head injury assessment. It's good to see that they're taking it seriously in these days. Very good to see them taking it seriously. We're just three subscribers away on the second channel. So if you've not yet hit the subscribe on the second channel, please do hit it. Just click on that link and we'll hit the 50 tonight. That'll be great. So this game is nearly done. 2.5 minutes or so, 3 minutes to go. Line out to Munster. I think that's gone forward from Munster. Referee says it's gone backwards. Munster looking to attack from their own 22. Kick downfield. It's not a bad kick at all, actually. It's a very good kick. Steph Evans will kick. Lovely feet. Obstruction, though, from Munster. Last chance for Scarlets to get anything from this game as the handbags come out. The handbags are out. The scrum half gets involved, getting a bit yappy. How much longer in both games? Well, in this game, Calix, it is 2.5 minutes. Let's have a look if the game has finished up at Scotstoun. I believe it has. It has indeed. Glasgow Warriors have won up at Scotstoun 30 points to 25. You're an Italian fan, I believe, if I remember correctly. So let me know your thoughts ahead of tomorrow. We are doing a watch along for the Italy against Wales game. So do let me know your thoughts on that one, Calex. Massively, Freddie. Massively missed them. Price has done well this evening, but he's nowhere near at the level of these two guys. These two guys really run the game. They set the tempo. They do the simple things very, very well. That's 2 losses on the bounce now for Ospreys. 2 big losses. So scrum here to the Scarlets, an uncontested one due to the fact there's simply not enough players in the front row for both teams with the head injury assessments. So a minute left on the clock here. Just confirmation. Glasgow have beaten Ospreys 30 points to 25. That's a big, big win for Glasgow. Advantage here to Scarlets. They might as well try something. Angus O'Brien tries the little kick through, but it won't work. They'll come back for the original penalty. What are they going to do here? They're going for the corner. So 30 seconds to go. Let's see if Scarlets can get a little bit of pride into this performance. 28 points to 3 has been a bit of a smashing, if we're being totally honest. So 10 seconds to go. Can Scarlets get anything from this game? They win their line-out. It's a good start for them. Advantage once again to Scarlets. Driving Maul is moving forward nicely for the away side. Still advantage here, and they'll come back once again for the original penalty. Clock is in the red. Luchu, welcome. You're just at the end of the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Luchu. No worries, my friend. Lots of watch alongs tomorrow, so do join us for that. Italy against Wales at 2 o'clock, going live at 2 with kickoff at 2:15, and then England against France going live about 4:15. 4:30, sorry, kickoff at 2:45. 5. Calex, yes, that is correct. Yes, you're on Italian fan. Looking forward to the game. Padovani should have started ahead of Trula, though. That's the one thing I'm annoyed at Frank Smith for, the fact it constantly plays Trula. Interesting. Guys, preview did just go out on the channel before Italy against Wales, so do go check that one out as well. And as I said, a watch along for both games tomorrow. This ball has gone forward so many times. I have no idea what's going on. Advantage, though, to Scarlets. Advantage for the knock-on. They're literally a metre out here. Callum Foley tries to get there. He can't. Ball out wide. I mean, the Scarlets just can't hold on to the ball. Steph Evans, though. Ball out wide. Inside Steph Evans. I think Steph Evans has scored. Yes, he has. And Scarlets do have a try. And they're going to want to double check this one. Can you QA? I think that's how you say it. I think this game perfectly sums up the season for the Pro14. It's been a huge disappointment. I know it sounds harsh, but I'm calling it as is. We desperately need more quality games. 100% agree with you. You have to take into consideration it has been a COVID year, though, so some teams won't be where they want. But it shows the quality of the Irish provinces at the minute compared to the other teams in the competition. There is no competition. And it's a massive issue. Actually, what I'll do, I'll quickly drop the link to the video I did on the difference between the Welsh regions and the Irish provinces in the chat now. After this stream is finished, just go quickly have a watch of it. It's 15 minutes or so long, so stick it on while you're doing something, while you're getting ready for bed or whatever you do. Try for Scarlets here. So go have a watch of that, because I think it's a really interesting debate. We get the guys over from Overlap Rugby to really tell us a little bit about the Irish point of view. But then we also hear my thoughts on the Welsh region. So it's a really interesting debate, a bit of in-depth analysis on the situation. So hopefully that'll explain things. Yeah, I think the quality has not been great at all. We're pretty much done here, though. As Angus O'Brien tries to add 2 points, he is successful. And that will be the game. That will be the game. Final scores then. So Munster win this one, 28 points to 10. Glasgow beat Ospreys. Let me change that. 30 points to 25, while Bristol Bears win 37 points to 20. Freddie says, in my opinion, the Premier is the best league in Europe. Anyone can beat anyone. Agreed. I think the top 14 is pretty close, though. I think the quality of that this year has been really good. I agree, Freddie. Right now in Pro 14 is all Leinster and Munster. You're welcome, Poleno. I don't recognise your name, so if you're new here, do subscribe, my friend. Welcome to the channel. If you have subscribed, the channel's grown so much recently, so I don't always remember everyone's names, but you're very, very welcome. I hope you did enjoy, and thank you for joining. You're welcome. We're quickly going to go through the stats, so you can stick around for that if you want, but it's literally just going to take 2 minutes. I think when the league went into conference system, it messed up the league. That was an interesting decision. Right, let's quickly have a look then at the stats. You are new. Well, feel free to subscribe, Poleno. Hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. Welcome to this community. It's a brilliant rugby community that we're building. We have great conversations in the chat. You did bet on Scarlets to win. Oh, I'm not too sure on that bet, whether that was wise. Right, let's have a look at the stats from this game anyway. So this game has finished. Let me just refresh that just to make sure we are right. So 28 points to 10 was the final score. 4 tries for Munster, 1 for Scarlets. Possession 58 to 42%. Clean breaks 4 to 1. Defenders beating 10 to 15. 9 to 4 offloads. Territory 64 to 36 again, showing Munster's dominance and playing in the right edge of the pitch. Again, this stat here, number of tackles, just shows how defensive Scarlets had to be and how dominant Munster really were. Missed tackles is 15 for Munster, so you're quite impressed, I'd say, really, by the time that Scarlets did have the ball, and Steph Evans was really the shining light for them, and Lane Blacker. Tackle success then very high for Scarlets at 93 compared to the 85% of Munster. Turnovers won 7 to 5, so battle a bit of the breakdown. Kicking then fairly similar. Kicks retained. Kick success then 100% for Munster, 97% for Scarlets. Penalties conceded 13 to 10. Both teams conceded a lot of penalties. In attack wise, then Joey Carberry got man of the match this evening, I believe, and he got 8 points. Leading try scores 1 apiece from Niall Scannell and Steph Evans. Successful carries, Sione Calamafoni has been brilliant for Scarlets. 9 carries, 8 for Gavin Coombs. Clean breaks then is 2 to 1 for Shane Daly and Dane Blacker. Defenders beaten then 4 for Dane Blacker and 2 for Alex Kendallen. Meters gained 49 for Joey Carberry, Dane Blacker with 32, and offloads Nick McCarthy, sorry, not the football coach, Nick McCarthy with the 2 compared to the 1 of Dane Blacker. So there we go. That is how it ended. Oh, Palermo saying a few things here. You are new, of course, yes. Do you play rugby? I used to play scrum half, hence the ability to talk non-stop. But I do not play much anymore. No, not to win. I bet on them to put more than 6 points. Oh, right, okay. So you did all right. You got there. So you'd have made your money back, which is really, really good too. It was a very nervous ending, but you made your money back for sure. But there we go. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. As always, check out the England versus France preview, the Wales versus Italy preview. Tomorrow, the first watch along of the day is this one, Italy versus Wales, live from 2 o'clock with kickoff at 2:15. And then in the evening, it'll be 4:30. Coverage starting for England against France, and then there'll be a preview for Ireland, Scotland. There'll be reactions to the both games tomorrow, and there'll be a watch along on Sunday for Scotland against Ireland. So lots going on the channel. Thank you so much for the support on the channel over the past few weeks. The channel's grown massively. It's grown massively, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for getting involved in the chat this evening, guys. It's been great to chat rugby with you, and I'll see you very soon here for that watch along between Italy versus Wales. See you around 2 o'clock tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Stay positive and keep enjoying the rugby. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.